best friends, got each other's back. We used to cruise around with a bass to the max. Everyone in school, while I was in the lab, cooking up some beats that would turn into tracks. High school chillin', I was on a mission. I had bigger dreams of being a musician. Teachers always talked, but I couldn't seem to listen. I lived in a fantasy land, they called it fiction. But I was gonna be big one day, playing shows on the road to a sold out stage. Nobody really cared or believed I would make it anywhere close, I would fail and fade. But that's cool, I love that, cause any little doubt gives me energy back. And now, I'm in a place where I'm glad I never gave up on the dreams I had. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. Yeah, let's go. So if you want something big, you gotta swing fast, swing hard and commit. You might miss 10 times, but when you hit, just make sure that you get all of it, okay? People at the top took risks. Investing and testing is all that they did. It's not complicated, it just takes grit. So never give up, take a swing at it. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the Pick and Roll Podcast, episode number 62. I'm here with my guys, Coach Ed and Reels from the Just Fans Podcast. How's everyone doing?
Oh, it's all good, baby. How's everything with you guys?
I'm ready for the weekend.
You're ready for the weekend? I'm ready for the Sixers to just do something right now. We're not looking good.
Hey, you're better than Knicks.
Huh?
At least y'all got a season to look forward to. I have nothing to look forward to. Our season's done. Put a fork in, it's over. It's a wrap.
Well, I mean, where you guys seated?
We're 5.5 games out of the. We're 5.5 games out of the play-in. But the way they're playing right now, it's gonna take. It's gonna take an act of God to get us in the playoffs.
Yeah, we're the sixth seed.
Yeah, but look, the Knicks right now with what they have, with the depth issues and guys being out, look, we might be facing a play-in situation. I mean,
that's exactly where we're in.
Yeah, it's not good. It wouldn't surprise me if we fell down to like 6, 7, or 8, because I mean you're losing a lot of key guys, and you're losing Jalen Brunson. The kid has been putting the Knicks on his back, and having back spasms, so he missed last night. Hartenstein, with his Achilles, rotating days. I mean, he literally played with 7 guys last night, and pretty much everyone was reserves except for DiVincenzo. He was the only normal starter from the season. Everyone else has been reserves.
Oof, that's rough.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
And
look, you guys, if y'all get Embiid back, look, y'all can make a run.
Not the way Tobias Harris has been playing right now.
Oh boy, here we go again. Here we go. You have a man crush for him. That's what it is.
Do you want me to get started? I did a rant on my live stream an hour ago. I'll do another one.
He's gonna pop up in the stream.
He'll pop. he'll pop in, and I'll be like, okay, you're shooting 28 or 29% from 3 right now in the last 4 games. We need a little more out of you here. And Randy, you will pop in a little bit. So let's just get this started. So last week we did not get into I forget the name of blind rankings. So what we're gonna do, I have a list of all 30 teams and I have a number generator. So let's say it lands on the Clippers, and then we got to go 1 through 5. We have to rank where the Clippers go, either at 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and then you don't know who the next one is. So you got to wait and see who the next one is. And it's fun once you get into it. So, my guy Mike is in the building. What is up, Mike? Raphael's in the building. What is up? Oh, by the way, for those Knicks fans out there, I'll be streaming the game with Celtics this week.
Why? They're going to get blown out.
Hey, what is up? What is up, Ram? It is up. Spencer, Sponsy's in the building. Ryan is here. What is good? Wally, everyone is here. So let's just get right into the random number generator. So the first one, 10. So who's the 10th team in this? The Jazz. The Utah Jazz are the number 10. Or where would you have them ranked 1 through 5? For me, I'll have them at. I'm going 4. I'm going 4 for the Utah right now.
I'm gonna go 5.
You're going 5?
I'm going 5.
I'm going 4. I still feel like there's going to be another team that might be lower. So I'm aiming for the Pistons. Give me the Pistons. 5. All right, who's 5? The Raptors. Ugh.
10.
Speaking of devil.
Hey, what is up, Randy? What is up, bro?
What's up, guys?
So, Randy, where do you have them ranked? And then you have to put Utah on 1 to 5. So, where do you have those 2 ranked?
Shit.
I have Utah at 4. So I'm like, do I put Toronto at 3?
I got Raptors 5, Utah 4.
Yeah, I'm going Raptors 5.
I have to put Toronto at 4.
I got Raptors at 5 as well. Yeah. So we just flip-flopped. 15. Why am I getting all 5s? Bucks. That's actually kind of interesting.
2. I'll put them at 2 right now.
I'm going 2.
Same.
I'm going 2.
I'll go 3.
You're going 3? Okay, all right. Generate 20. Stop giving me 5s. Just stop giving me 5s. 5, 10, 15. Wizards.
Oh,
damn it.
Damn.
Oh, come on, man.
Damn.
They're my 3.
Yeah, I have to put a 3 now. Yeah, I got no choice.
Damn, that's my 2. That's my 2.
Yep. So you have them higher than the Bucks.
Wow.
And then for number 1, 12. Finally, not a 5. Finally, 12 Cavs.
Yeah, number 1 for me.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, based on the way that this playing
It's
out.
played out.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
I like that. So for me, Wizards, I got the Cavs, Bucks, Wizards. Utah, then the Raptors. Those are my 5.
Yeah, I just got pretty much the same, except it's Raptors and Utah for me.
Yeah, that's split for us.
Yeah,
I got Raptors, Utah, Wizards, Bucks, Wizards, and then the Cavs.
All right, let's do this again. We'll do this one more time, and then we'll go into the next one. 16. Oh, finally, not a 5. Warriors.
I'm gonna go 4.
I'm thinking. I'm going 3. No, I'll go 4. I'm going 4.
Yeah, I'll go 4.
Randy?
I'll go 4.
Something's telling me I should have went 3. Something's telling me
I know. I was
2. Something's telling me I should have put him at 2 or something. Fuck.
all right. Who's the 22nd team? 20 Hornets.
5.
5.
5.
Yeah, that should be an easy one.
I got them at 5. So, that's easy for me. I got Warriors at 4, Hornets at 5. I'm sitting pretty.
Mm.
Always
1.
get worse.
Who's the number 1? Celtics. 1.
1. 1. That was easy.
That was an easy one.
Yeah,
All right,
1.
20. Back at 25. Wizards.
Oh, damn. Come on, man. See what I mean? I knew it. 3.
I got them at 3.
3.
I got them at 3 again.
Oh my god.
So who's the last one? Who's gonna be number 2? Okay, I got the Celtics, so that's a reroll. 2. Nets.
Damn. It should have been that. Damn. Man, they gotta be 2 now. Damn.
Wow.
What
I'm
the
sure
hell?
you would disagree.
I completely fucked both of mine up. These are bad. Nobody listened to my rankings.
Yeah, nobody.
Mine was good. Mine was so far good.
No, Mitch, because we
No,
got the Wizards
Celtics.
at 3.
Celtics, Nets,
Wizards,
Who's number 2?
Warriors,
I wouldn't-
Warriors, and Charlotte. It should be realistically. It should have been based on this. It should have been the Celtics, the Warriors, the Nets, the Hornets, and the Wizards.
Yes.
Yeah.
That should have been the way it went.
It did not.
It did not. All right. You know what? Last time. 12. All right. 12. Cavs.
2.
2. Putting them in
Yeah,
I'm going 2. I'm going 2.
Watch it kill us though.
All right. 2. I got Brooklyn. Brooklyn. 2. No.
The Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
I'll put them at 4.
4. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 4 is a good spot.
All right. I'm gonna change it up. I'm going 5.
If you get the Pistons, I swear to fuck.
23. All right. Damn. 15. 20. Heat.
Ooh.
3.
3.
Yeah, I'm going to 3.
I'm
Yeah.
going 3. 18. Who's the 18th team? Clippers.
Ooh.
1.
1.
One.
You got Clippers 1.
1.
Yeah.
All right. So I need a 4.
I need a 5.
I need a 5.
Everyone needs a 5 except me. I need a 4.
Mhm.
Let's see. 2.
Pistons.
Okay, that's Brooklyn again. 8.
No, you had them already.
yeah,
yeah,
no,
redo.
I'm redoing it.
Oh,
8.
okay.
All right, we did Cavs. 7. Bulls.
Okay,
They
yeah,
gotta be
5.
my 5.
Yeah, 5.
Nope,
Yeah,
that's 4.
that'd be 5.
Yeah.
That's my 4.
So it's Clippers,
think-
Cavs. What was it? Clippers, Cavs.
Did we get 3? I don't even think we got 3.
No, we didn't get a 3 yet.
Yeah, we need
No,
a 3.
I had Heat. I picked the Heat as my
You had
3.
the Heat.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, we got a Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right there.
Yes,
Yeah,
Clippers,
yeah.
It is Clippers,
Clippers, Cavs, Heat,
Heat.
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
Clippers, Cavs, Heat.
Brooklyn.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then 5 was yeah. So that was a good one. That was good. All right. So for the next
Obviously, the
topic
last
here,
one's the
we're
best
good.
one.
Yeah,
That
that's
was-
like
We
that is the
smartened
best
up
one.
finally.
Mhm.
What's up, everybody? Make sure. Thank you all for tuning in. But all right. So for this one, it's kind of interesting. Which basketball player got you into basketball? Who was that guy that was like, I love this guy. I'm watching this game.
That was so easy from me.
Yeah, Coach, you want to go first?
Sure.
Lead up. Go for
Going
it.
back to the 70s into the 80s. It is no, it was it was the 70s actually, and it was Magic.
Mm.
Magic
There you go.
Johnson. So I mean, going back to those days. Actually, it was when Michigan State played Indiana State. That's what really got me into the game of basketball. I mean, I played with my friends, but I wasn't. But seeing that championship game, Bird versus Magic, and then they get drafted and go into the NBA, and it was always Bird versus Magic, and then Magic with the Lakers. I mean, those teams with Norm Nixon, Byron Scott. I mean, Kurt Rambis, Michael Cooper, Jamal Wilkes. I mean, Kareem. I mean, he got me started, man.
All right. Now, Randy, I think I know who yours is, but in case I'm wrong, who is your basketball player that got you into it?
Yeah. I don't think anybody knows whose mine is because I haven't really said it, but mine was Bryant Reeves, big Bryant Reeves.
Big country,
Big country.
Yeah, I thought it was Vince Carter.
No, Vince Carter is what got me into like really wanting to be basketball, but Bryant Reeves is what introduced me. And a lot of people say when you watch sports, you almost want to be able to like see yourself in somebody. And the big 7-footer came out of nowhere, drafted by the Vancouver Grizzlies. And I was originally not born, but I was raised in Vancouver. So I went to Vancouver Grizzlies games quite frequently. My aunt used to take me to them, and I remember all the time sitting 4 rows up from courtside, right behind the damn announcer's desk, seeing Bryant Reeves jumping up, and I'm looking at myself, looking at my aunt, going, "I could probably play basketball too. I think I can do this too, right?" Obviously, not realizing it's a lot fucking harder than what it looked like. But yeah, man, mine is Bryant Reeves when he was drafted in 95 by the Vancouver Grizzlies.
All right, and Rios.
The GOAT, Michael Jordan. I was 6 the first time I watched a basketball game. And that's my first time watching, and I just remember looking at him like, I've never seen a human move like that before. And I was just fell in love with the game at that point. And then I was glad my city had a team. Okay, I got a team I can root for besides, Chicago.
Yeah. So for me, it's kind of obvious. Allen Iverson. I was born, here. Just watching the Sixers play, Allen Iverson with his height, he had the intensity, he had the mindset, always attacking the rim, that crossover, his style, like that cornrows thing. I was like, I wanted that, and my mom was like, no, you don't do that. You don't do that at all, Mom. No, they were like, no, Mitch, you don't do that. But yeah, and how he like stood up against the NBA, with the fashion and everything. So yeah, Allen Iverson is mine. So. Yeah, I kind of wanted the cornrows when I was younger. I'm not afraid to say that. But.
I had cornrows, man. I went through everything with the high top fade, high top with a shag, cornrows, to locks, and it's been locks ever since.
Oh wow!
When I played football, I had my big country haircut. I had the party in the back and business in the front. And when I played my basketball season, I had a nice tight fade. So it was like I went 2 opposites of a person. But yeah. I know what you mean, Mitch. I myself was mesmerized by the cornrows as well.
Yeah. All right. So for the next thing, it's the Clippers rebrand with the whole jersey, court, the logo. So, Randy, what do you think of the Clippers rebrand? And as I pull up the logo.
Yeah, I was gonna say I only saw the rebrand logo. I didn't see like what the jerseys looked like or anything. So. I haven't been able to see that, but for me, it's like okay, like I mean, for the longest time I've known him as a Clippers. Now I got to remember him as like some ship being docked at a like I'm so confused about that. But for me, it's like it doesn't move the needle for me. But nice for Clipper fans, I guess. So, by the way, I've never met a Clipper fan before, so I don't know if they exist really.
Yeah,
they have. They do. They do. I know a couple. But wait. Hold on. I hit the wrong thing here. So we're just gonna here it is. Here's the New Jersey's Randy. There's the Clipper logo. So there it is. I don't know how I really feel about it. The red jerseys I like. I like the red ones. But I don't know about the white. It's not because James Harden's wearing it. But the blue, the one Kawhi has on, I like that one. So it's mostly the white. It's not because James Harden's there. But yeah. What do you guys think of the uniforms here.
I like the color scheme and like the lettering and the font, but I don't understand the logo. Like, what the hell is it? Like, what does that have to do with the team?
A clipper actually is a ship. It is.
Okay.
That's a ship. That's what it is. If you logo it, it's actually I think it's more old school. You know, like where you have the sails and so on and so forth.
It's a vulva.
Yeah, but a clipper is actually representative of a ship, and that's a cruise liner. That's what they're doing. I get what they're doing, and remember they were based out of San Diego, which is a port. So
yes,
which is
but for me, it's like why now? Like why why now? Like out of any moment now, it's like I get Steve Ballmer's now the owner of it, so maybe he wants to like now make it his team, and by doing this rebranding, it's now his brand. But it's like I said before, it's like, meh, like it doesn't do anything for me. I've always remembered Clippers with the lettering and the wording Clippers. I've never ever associated them with, and until Coach mentioned it with the ship. So
yeah, I didn't know what that was. So learn something new today.
In comparison to the other one, this is a little bit cleaner versus the the LAC or whatever, how they did the other one.
LAC,
this does come a little cleaner. You know, you see the word Los Angeles Clippers, so and then with the ship right there, I kind of get it. It's just like I'm like Randy, like I told you earlier, Mitch. I'm like, okay, I mean,
and I did notice. Sorry to cut you off, Coach, but I noticed the red one says Los Angeles and the blue and white say Clippers. So I'm wondering if that's like their alternate jersey that they're going to wear like so often. The red ones, where the white and blue are going to be their main two. So
yeah. And
Randy, they're getting a new stadium next year.
Yeah,
so they're getting the new stadium, so they want to rebrand. And I hate to say this, but this is their best chance right now to win something. If they win something, and with this rebrand, they're trying to get out the Lakers shadow, which is not going to work at all. It would never happen. But they want to make an impact. They want to establish more fans. Ever since they got Paul George and Kawhi and Harden, they've got more fans here. Obviously, because look at these guys.
I will always say they had more fans in San Diego. It's just that they weren't winning, but they had a better fan base in San Diego. You move to LA. LA is Lakers. I mean, that's Laker town. We all know that. Everyone knows it. When you think about basketball and you say LA, you think of the Lakers. You don't think of the Clippers. I'm going to be honest. Even though they've been in LA for several years, they're always San Diego to me. They'll always be San Diego. That's what I grew up on, going all the way back to the 70s. They were
orange, black, and white unis, right? Weren't they the orange and black and white unis, or no?
No, they were
red and white,
red and white, and I think red and blue.
Okay, so the color scheme stayed the same.
It's just gotten a little bit darker. It was lighter back then, but they're always San Diego to me.
Okay. It's just like the Chargers. You think of the Chargers, you think of San Diego, you don't think of the Chargers.
Exactly. That's the whole point. Is I get you want to go into a bigger market. I get it. I understand it. But it's like, well, the Chargers have a chance because they went in there together with the Rams, but the Rams are going back. So it's kind of like, okay, the Rams have a little edge. Here with the Clippers, you're going into LA. LA's been in there for decades. What the hell are you trying to do to go into, at least go to Anaheim? Do like the Angels. I mean, the Angels said, "No, let me get out of LA. No, let's be in Anaheim." Something to that effect. So I don't know where the new stadium is. So
I don't either. But this is what the court looks like. I kind of like the court. I like the colors for the dark blue. The dark blue stands out.
It's clean. It's crisp. I give them that.
It's subtle. Yeah,
that I'll give them. But as far as is it pizzazz and pops and draws intrigue to the Clippers right now, for me, no. I mean, LA is the Lakers town. It's always they can win. The Clippers can win a championship, and it's still going to be Lakers town. I'm sorry.
It's always going to be Lakers town.
Yeah,
it's always is.
When it was Lob City and they had all them boys, and that was the squad. The Lakers are still making headlines over the Clippers. Like Coach said, LA is going to be infamous with the Lakers. Like Rio said, when it comes to San Diego, you think of Chargers, you don't think LA Chargers. It's like it's infamous with the spot that you set that brand, and now moving it doesn't necessarily move the needle for me. It's just now you got a different location, but I'm still gonna think LA. It's always gonna be Lakers before Clippers.
Yeah,
exactly.
Now here's another reason too, because I'm gonna talk about Brooklyn real quick. When Brooklyn was, they always felt the away team when they were singing in the stadium. So that's why the Clippers are like, oh, we feel like the away team. Let's get our own arena, and they're still going to feel like the away team.
Trust me, the Lakers fans will get in there, and it's a big game, and you'll hear them rooting for the Lakers louder than the Clippers. Heck, the Knicks just did it. The Knicks just did it with Brooklyn recently. And Mikal Bridges said it. He said, this is a home game, but they felt like it was an away game. Same thing's going to happen there in a sense,
because same city. Like if they really wanted to create their own identity, I would move out of LA and go to a different city in California.
Exactly.
They're not going to do it though.
Like I know it's a different. Like sorry to cut you off, Mitch, but I know it's a different sport. But look at the Anaheim Ducks. If they were to go to LA, they'd have to compete with the LA Kings. No hell in way they're going to be able to compete with the Kings. So they're smart because their owner's like, I can't do that, so I'll just stick where I am, and it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's not like Texas where you have the Dallas Mavericks and the Houston Rockets. It's not like that at all.
Spurs. Like we're all separated by at least a couple hours drive, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought Spurs were your team.
So good, Mike off.
You're lucky you're far away, Mitch.
Right, right. But But next up, Bronny James was taken off the mock drafts, and LeBron James kind of responded. I couldn't screenshot it because the tweets were deleted. So basically what he was saying was let the kid work, let him have fun, let him enjoy basketball, let him not get into the mock drafts and everything, which is right. But mock drafts have been a thing for as long as I can remember. Like, it's always been a thing. Now, Bronny's going to be in the mock draft in 2025 in the second round. So LeBron is like, I want my kid to play now, so I want my kid to play with me. I don't know how much time I'm going to have left. So it's just, come on, let's get him into the league now. Don't listen to these mock drafts.
Go ahead.
So I will say, I get where he's coming from a little bit, but at the same time, he also created this pressure on him. Like,
thank you.
Not too long ago, he tweeted out he was watching League Pass, and Bron is better than half these cats he was watching. I'm like, now if I'm an NBA player and you're saying that your son that's riding the bench at USC, averaging like 2 points a game, he's better than me as a professional basketball player, no, I would feel some type of way, about that as well. And then, he said later on that, Bronny can help the Lakers right now. If I'm one of his teammates, like, what do you mean? Like, is he better than me? Like, he's riding the bench at USC. They're not doing anything. Like, who are you referring to on this team? Like, again, like, you create this undue pressure. I get being proud of your son, but at the same time, don't create undue pressure. Like, look at Melo. He just says he wants his son to go to school and enjoy the college experience. No type of pressure whatsoever. Just let him be a kid. Don't say that you want him to play with you. He's better than these dudes in the NBA already. Like, that's just creating undue pressure. And like I said, but if he's not projected to be drafted this year, like, fine. That's like, I don't see the big deal. Like, he's not ready. I think anyone that watches basketball realizes he's not ready for the pros. He's not even ready for the G League. He needs to stay in school and work on his game. And maybe in 2 years' time, he might be ready.
Yeah. He's
and
the eighth man on the rotation. Go right in.
And I also think too, Mitch, I don't think it's even LeBron that's pushing the narrative that his son needs to come out, because I hate LeBron, but I'll still watch some of his interviews, and he said it's up to my son. If my son wants to go to another year, it's up to him. So there's no due pressure, I think, coming from LeBron and his side. I think it's more on the media wanting to see LeBron play with his son because he made the comments, and now they're running with it, and they're going to continue to run with it until it actually happens. But like Rio said, the kid isn't ready yet. He's averaging 2 to 5 points a game, riding the bench at USC. you know, like everybody expected because of the last name LeBron, he should be starting and also and playing. But it's like the coach there saying, you got to work your way to this spot, kid. I'm not going to hand it to you just because your last name. And I don't think I think the undue pressure by everybody wanting to see this, I think it has some effect on him. I think it is in a certain way affecting him because he's expecting to be on par with his dad, if not better, because his last name is LeBron. And I don't think that's fair, to be honest, because he's a totally different person. And like you said so yourself, Mitch, you've seen videos where LeBron's other kid apparently is better than Bronny James. So it's like there's so many narratives there. So yeah, he's not only fighting to become a starter, he's fighting everything that we're putting out there and then some. So it's like, you know, like you said, just let the kid play.
Yeah. And you know what also hurt him? When he had that cardiac arrest. If he did not have that, that was the biggest part. Now, is he scared that he's going to probably happen again? I don't know. Like, that's always, when you have that life-changing experience, that's always going to be in the back of your head when you're playing these games. So, I don't know.
That's another factor also. Like, I think that's probably in the back of his mind too. And again, maybe he just wants to, go to school and play basketball, just in college. Maybe he doesn't want to play in the NBA.
I will say this. I don't think it's in the back of his mind in terms of his game, because as athletes, you just say, I'm going out there and I'm playing and I'm not going to worry about anything, injuries or anything else. So I just think he's going out to play. The pressure, though, unfortunately, is a cause and effect of his dad. When his dad says he wants to play with his son, well, what do you think everyone is going to do? The second Bronny James says that he's coming out, it's going to push his stat. It's going to push his stock up because somebody's going to say, I can at least get LeBron James, even if he's in his 40s. It's still going to draw people to come out, and he's probably still going to be better than half the league at that point in time. So, to have and then, the cachet and to say they're the first group, father, son, to play together in the NBA, why wouldn't a team want to do that in terms of a marketing perspective? So the pressure, unfortunately, was started by LeBron. Everyone else is just talking about it. That's really what it is. And, if Bronny James says he's staying one more year, okay, fine. But, if he says he's coming out, I'm telling you now, don't be surprised if he gets picked up somewhere in the lower part of the first round. It would not surprise me.
There's a lot of rumors that the Toronto Raptors are really apparently watching this closely because apparently for everything you just mentioned, that's what entices them because what better for a team that can't get free agents? Like, I'll be real, not a lot of people want to come play in Toronto because one, the money difference, two, the type of living that it's here. It's cold half the year versus being warm in other places in the States. So it's like, it's really hard to get free agents to come here. So we usually have to overpay for people in order to get somebody. And if the Raptors are sitting there going, you know what, like we could market this in a way where we could get LeBron and his son, like you just said, Coach, that's going to bring extra bodies from all over the place to come there that maybe wouldn't have came to a Raptors game normally. So, but as a fan of the Raptors, I just don't want to see that happen because I don't want them to use a pick for 1 year with LeBron and then LeBron leaves and now we got Bronny James here and he's averaging 6 points a game and that pick was for nothing kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I understand the marketing side of it, but I also hope that they look at the football or the NBA, the basketball side of it as well.
A great point. That's a great point. But unfortunately, somebody's going to be in a sense, somebody's going to be desperate to make that move because you're going to get LeBron James for a year, 2 years tops, and then you have his son, but now it's the draft status. Everyone says the second round, but if teams are nosing around, somebody might take him in the back end of the first. The only thing you're doing is guaranteeing his contract. Second round, then that's a different story. You can cut him if LeBron leaves, and you're like, okay, fine, thanks for being here, kid.
Yeah.
Yep. So now Coach, I gotta bring up your Knicks against the Detroit Pistons. So, did the Pistons get robbed?
Yeah.
And was Monty Williams right for what he did in that press conference?
Yeah. Yes, Monty Williams. I don't begrudge him. I mean, that was a foul. So give the and now the only thing I will say, it's not like it was the last play of the game. The Knicks were still gonna have time. So, there was still that possibility something could have happened to let them win. So, but in terms of did they get robbed because it was an egregious foul? Yeah. You're diving at somebody's legs. I get it. You're diving for the basketball, but you dove into who was it, Thompson, and no foul was called. And it was inconsistent all game with the referees. Early they weren't calling a lot of things. Later they were calling just about everything, and then at the end of the game, you're not calling anything. Except that one on Josh Hart, where he missed the free throw. So.
Yeah. Randy, did the Pistons get robbed?
Yes, but I also think it's a full circle thing, because you fast forward a week ago where the Knicks felt like they got robbed on a foul call against the Houston Rockets, where Brunson felt like he said, like, I didn't touch him. And then you fast forward to this week, and then it's obviously it's in favor for the Knicks. So it's like the NBA gods are trying to fix things themselves, because they know the refs are fucking shit up, like Coach said. But it's weird how it came full circle. But yeah, I agree. They were robbed.
So Rios, you agree with the Coach and Randy?
I saw the play. It was a foul. It goes back to what we've been saying most of the year. The officiating has been god awful. There's like zero consistency. Like at this point, like, what's a foul? It really has a question. Like, what's a foul at this point?
Yes.
Right. And then for me, I just have to go with the refs on this point. It was Pistons got robbed. I'm right there with you guys. They got robbed. But when you talk about the refs, they're not going to get every call right. Let's just get that there. They're not going to get every call right. But when you go to the refs and you see like the team's free throws matchups being like 20 for 25 and the next team going for like 2 for 4 from the line or something like that, it's just like a way to balance. So this is keep on showing how bad the officiating has been throughout this whole year.
23-3, Raptors versus Lakers in the fourth quarter. The Lakers went to the line 23 times, and the Raptors only went 3 times, and that was the game. And our coach even came out, and he got fined for it, like a lot of coaches this year. And they were like, this is crazy. Like, we're expected to be held to a certain standard. I think the refereeing throughout all professional leagues needs to start being held to a certain standard as well.
Yep. So shout out to my guy Brian. He's a season ticket holder for the Philadelphia Sixers. So what is up, man? Thank you for stopping by. And Nick wants halftime. Well, you just had halftime for the Phillies spring training. So if you want to see halftime again, go over there and watch that again. You can watch him rant. But yeah, that's my guy Nick, man. Much support. And Arku, I have a question for you if you're still in the chat. You go, what market is in Raptors? And then you go later, Raptors are a big market. And then you go,
necessarily.
It's just not necessarily small to big. So I'm like, which one is it?
I would say they're like a mid-sized market.
Yes.
It's not like they're in the middle of nowhere. Like Toronto's, a beautiful city. It's just, it's cold, 70% of the year. Toronto's a beautiful city from what I've heard. So I'd say like a mid-sized market. And
we're very multicultural too. Like we have a lot of people from all walks of life here. Like, it's I'm half indigenous and Caucasian. And then, there's, if you go out east, there's a lot of people that come from, whether it's Afghanistan, whether it's like Finland, whether it's like Portugal, like there's just like, it's very vast over there, which is nice because then you get different looks from all walks of life. But like Rio said, we're definitely a mid market team in the sense, and it's like if you go look at it, like the only way for us to acquire a big time player is either we develop them, which we've had throughout the years, or we trade for one, which was Kawhi. So it's that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next thing I want to bring up, the Duke basketball player Kyle Fiblowski, who's a very good player. He's going to get drafted. He got injured during the court storming. So for me, I'm just asking, should the college be away, throw that away, or not? I feel like I'm in the middle of it. So whoever wants to take it can take it.
I'll go first. No, I don't think they should do it. Come on. The college students have been storming, the fields, courts for decades now. Like, why would they do it now? Like, how many times has someone actually gotten hurt? This is the one time, and it's someone at a bigger name school. If this was like a smaller market school, I don't think anyone would bat an eyelash. So I say keep it.
Yeah, but Kyle was like, "Oh, this was intentional." Like he saw the guy intentionally trying to hurt him after trying to get the win over Duke. But for me, I'm just like, it's that worth it? He could have got seriously injured on that leg. Like his NBA career, his NBA dream could have gone away like that. It is dangerous. Like, I don't know if I'll get rid of it, but for me, I'm just like, they got to do something. They got to do something. So I'm going to go with Randy here. What do you think about this, man, with he's getting injured from a court storming?
Well, you obviously want to go back and look at history, obviously, to have a precipice. And like Rio said, there really hasn't been somebody that's gotten really hurt before. It's just that today or that day that happened. Now, there's been other times later that week too. I saw Caitlin Clark got ran over too after one of her games in a court storming as well. So it wasn't just so much him. It was him and her in the past couple of weeks. And it just so happens that they're big names, but like Rio said, if it was a smaller market team, would we bat an eye? Would this even make TSN? So it sucks. Like, don't get me wrong, it does. But I've been watching and listening to see what experts say, because I don't live in a place where we where they do that. Like, we don't have any colleges up here that compete in the NCAA tournament, stuff like that. So the court storming thing is kind of like exclusive to you guys and like your guys' sports down there, but it's dangerous. But I guess at some point you gotta, tell the players keep their heads up and get the hell out of the way. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't have a yes or a no answer for this, because I understand the history behind it as well.
Yeah. Coke, you and I were talking about this before we went live. You said you were ready for this topic, so.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Unsportsmanlike this morning. Oh, actually, Chris Canty, when he was actually on Get Up, actually, they were talking about this. And there's different schools of thought. Number one, in terms of the players, there should be some level of responsibility into the situation, in terms of they know what's going on. And you can tell what's about ready to happen. So you have to really position yourself to get off the court as quickly as possible. Now, it's not always their fault, but you can tell what's going on. The coaches, what's going to happen. Now, if it's a close game, you can't get your starters out, your key players out. But if it's a big game, if it's a big blowout, get your players off the court. Now they talked about, escorting the away players earlier in a situation like that. I'm cool with that. You leave your, some of your backups in, to finish out the game.
Yeah.
But key guys, go ahead and move them. You don't have to have the handshake. I get it. I mean, that's youth football. I'm going to be honest with you. I get it. It's a show of sportsmanship, but in the same token, you know what? If it's that situation, now if it's a close game, you know what? Your players, try and position yourself as best you can to get to the sideline as quick as possible, and then security people whether it's from the arena, the schools themselves. They need to have security that helps them get to the sideline as quickly as possible. Now, in this situation, it's a catch-22. I mean, you know, it looks like the kid threw out his leg to try and trip someone, and he got hurt by it. That's what that's one angle that I saw. There's another angle. It just, you know, with the speed and everything, he was trying to walk to the sideline, and his leg was out, and the guy hit him in the leg. The other angle shows someone trying to hit him in the side and him pushing someone. I mean, who really knows what's going on? What was the intent of the kid? I don't know. Yeah. It's sad to see. As far as the court storming, you're talking about 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, college kids. They're excited. You beat a bigger team. I get it. Yeah, there's people that don't like it. Oh, well, they don't do it in pro sports. Well, first and foremost, you pay a whole lot more money than you do to a college game. I'm telling you that from experience.
Yeah.
You know, I've gotten college tickets at Rutgers, and I paid, you know, $75. I'm literally almost on the sideline. So it's not. Yeah. So, you know, when you get a big win,
it's cheap.
Yeah. So you but the NFL, you're paying $400, $500, $600 for, you know, seats. So you're not going to want to do that. So I you know, and the kids, the college students they're getting in free. So yes. You know, it's like, you know, and also, which no one talked about, you know, these kids go to school with the players on their home basketball team.
Yes,
so, yes, they want to party with them and celebrate with them. They're going to see them at the local pubs or, you know, the fraternities, wherever, you know, and you're going to see them in class. It's part of the college life. It's part of the college experience. I'm sorry, some old heads have forgotten. You know, Mike Greenberg talked about, you know, when he was at Northwestern, they ran on the court, but now you want to get rid of it? Come on, man. Come on. Let's be real. Yes, somebody's getting hurt, and that was bound to happen. You're not going to stop it. I'm sorry. You're just not. The only way to stop it is not to let anybody in the arenas and let the game be played in front of an empty stadium. And that's not going to happen because that's going to lose money. So guess what? You got to be smart. You got to play it smart. Coaches, everyone has to be smart. Read what's going on. If it's a close game and it's a last-second shot, okay. You know, players, try and get to the sideline. Protect yourself as best you can. Push your way out. Knock people down. I mean, I remember Chris Chambliss back in the days in the 70s when he hit the home run for the Yankees and fans were running out onto the field, and he bullied people to get to home plate, to touch home plate. So, you know what? If a fan gets knocked in, they're going to, holy murder. I'm going to sue. Well, your ass shouldn't have been out on the court in the first place. You know, so, and there is the tickets also, and I believe tickets say that no court storming is supposed to happen. So if you do that, then you're violating your ticket purchase. So and whatever happens to you, bud.
Happens. Yep.
And I will say too, Coach, it's also part of history, man. Like you said, you got these people that are going to school with these athletes. These athletes are hyping up these fans. These fans are getting hyped up for this game. They go there with the intention to be basically they're the sixth man or the fifth man, so to speak, to help, you know, motivate these guys, give them that added energy when they're starting to feel like the gas tank's empty, and they feel like when the team misses, it's because they're doing the stupid stuff on the sidelines to try to distract them. So like when all of a sudden the game ends and you just beat a team that's ranked and you weren't supposed to beat them, you almost feel like storming the court is like a way to embrace them for what they've done, give them the hoorah, the I just won in front of the Coliseum feeling like you just defeated Goliath. So it's like, it's part of history. So it's like, as a player, like I said, you got to have your head up, like be aware.
Exactly.
Yep.
I can speak about my school, University of Houston. Our basketball program has been a complete ass for decades. We haven't been relevant since the 80s, since Hakeem Olajuwon was there. And now that, the last 6 years, like we've actually, turned the program around, like they're, year after year, they're within the top four every year in all the national polls. Like, they storm the court because that's been we've been waiting a long time for a winner. So I would never take that away. Like, nah.
Yeah,
I get Damian Hernandez's point, but we're talking about college kids. To a college kid, it means a lot. It really does. You may think it doesn't mean anything to us as adults. Look, I'm not running out there on the court. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not. I'm 57. What the hell do I need to be out there on the court with these young kids? Let them go out, celebrate, have a good time. You know what? If I want to, if I'm the alumni, I have a party or I go to the local pub, have a drink, whatever the case may be. That's what I'm going to do. But to kids, 18, 19, 20-year-old, I mean, I lived I lived next to Rutgers, and I've seen just on the main strip sometimes a big game. I was there when we beat Louisville. I was there. That I did. I admit I did go out and jump onto the field and celebrate with the. But you know what? We weren't running out there, and we weren't. First and foremost, you're going up against guys in football equipment, so you'd be dumb to try and knock over the visiting team. They're much bigger and stronger than a lot of the average fans. But after the fact, going out onto College Avenue, going out onto Eastern Avenue in New Brunswick, and the energy, it's something different. I get it, where most people think they don't get it, they don't understand, you feel it's overrated. Okay, you're entitled to your opinion, but to a lot of other kids and people in the area, you know what? It means a lot. It really does.
Yeah.
Because I'll be University of alumni. Oh, if they win the national championship, best believe I'll find a way to be there and run on that court. You'll see me on the news.
Exactly. That's the whole point. Yeah. That's the whole point, man. Now, if you want to say running out there and trying to the basketball play, I get it. I understand. Same thing, like I said with them. Look, what's about ready to happen. Either hustle your butt over to your teammates or fight your way through the crowd as best you can. Most times, we've had a couple of incidents. How many other times have we had court storming and nobody was hurt? We're talking about, to be honest, 2 incidents. 2 incidents. Yeah. And we're saying, and we're making it bigger. And I'm sorry people got hurt. And I'm not trying to diminish that. But we're making it bigger than what it really is, where it's a celebration. They're on the middle of the court. You just had a big game. I'm telling you, Rutgers did it against Purdue a couple of years ago, and everybody was out there, and the energy afterward. And Purdue was number 1 at the time, and they beat the number 1 team in the country. And and it was a big shot by Ron Harper Jr. from half court, where everybody wanted to jump out onto the court and celebrate. And the Purdue players, they were allowed to get to their locker room, and that was it. Nobody was hurt. But here we're talking about Caitlin Clark and this situation, and that's it. Other than that, they always happen. They always happen. I get it. Somebody's probably going to get hurt. Yes, but you're not going to stop it. You're just not. There's no way you're going to stop it in football. The SEC, they charge. Your first offense, you're fined $100,000. Then it goes up to $250,000. Then it goes up to $500,000 after that. That's all you can do as a conference. Because what can you do? Because think about it. You're talking about 10, 15, 20,000 people in a basketball stadium, in a football stadium, sometimes up to 100,000 people. How do you control that? Someone tell me, how do you tell that many people, tell them not to go out onto the court?
Yeah.
You're not going to do it.
You can't.
There's no way you're going to control that.
Yeah.
And here's Coach killing me with the death of 1,000 paper cuts by mentioning Ron Harper, the one that got away.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that, I had a tear run down my eye, and I didn't even start crying. I was like, "What the hell?"
No. All right. So for the next thing, we're going through a Bleacher Report article. It's about each team's hidden gems. Obviously, we're not going to go through all 30 teams. We're only going to go through our favorite teams. So the first one is the Houston Rockets with Tari Eason. How do you feel about that, Rios? Tari Eason.
I most definitely agree. He's our best defender, and he is one of his concerns coming out of LSU was his inability to make jumpers and 3-pointers. He is one of our best 3-point shooters. It's just sucks he's been hurt the whole year. I think that's part of the reason for the Rockets' decline lately is just he gives you that production off the bench, and he can start at any point. I think he's your starting small forward next year. I think they probably trade Dylan Brooks in the offseason and have Tari Eason start. I think he's ready.
I like that. And Damian, that's two completely different situations. We're not talking about someone going out to the streets of that. We're just talking about storming a court. Come on, man. Come on, bruh. We're not talking about that. We're talking about practice. Yeah, I had to. You know what? Hold on. Shout out to Reed. Shout out. Hold on.
Practice.
Shout out to Blaze.
I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Shout out to Blaze. It's not the same thing. Oh my god. And Coach says Tari Eason definitely as well, but if Amen Thompson could work on his upside. That's a good case too.
That's your starting point guard of the future because he's 6'7" and he can rebound better than most centers can in this league right now.
Yeah.
He just can't hit the jumper to save his life.
I mean, they can still work on that. He's not Ben Simmons.
I mean, he's 19. He has plenty of time to develop. He still hasn't hit his athletic prime either, so he has time. It's just not ready to start just yet.
Yeah. So the next one, Coach, is Miles McBride. How do you feel about that one?
Love Deuce McBride. I mean, his defense, first and foremost, he's known for his defense. And if you watch him when he plays defense, I mean, he does a wonderful job getting over the top on the screen. He's always in position. He's worked on his jump shot, and he's a lot more consistent. He has a little hitch to it, but there are times where he's been hitting big shots. He's quick, fast, and I love him. I love his game in terms of what he brings to the Knicks. I love the fact that we signed him for another, I think it's 3 years at about $13 million. So he's a good hidden gem for the Knicks. So I love it.
Yep.
He can hit it from 3 too. He's pretty good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So for the Sixers, it's Paul Reed. Now, I like this, but since we got Ricky Calco Jr. now, who came up from the G League, this guy's athletic as hell. I mean, he attacks the rim. He shows intensity and everything. He's just playing for a playoff spot, for like a spot on the roster. Paul Reed, he's good, but ever since Joel Embiid went out, he hasn't been like good as of late. So I disagree with this one. I would go with Ricky Council the fourth for the hidden gem for the Sixers. So I disagree with that one. And then for Randy, who do we got here? We got Chris Boucher. How do you feel about that one? No.
Yeah, yes, maybe, but no, because we don't really use him a lot. He's not really part of Darko's rotation right now. If I was gonna pick somebody, it would be actually Grady Dick, our first round pick. Him being sent back down to the 905, I think, kind of gave him like a wake up call when he spent about, I think, was 3 weeks down there. And when he came back up, since he's come back up, man, he's more, well, you saw when we called the game the other night, he was more athletic. He's more getting after the ball. He's doing some crazy circus shots. He's shooting 52.3% from 3 in the last 9 games. So it's like he's really starting to understand the NBA part of it. I think he just needed a bit of a wake up call and to get up to speed. And we sent him down, brought him back up, and now he's playing great. Like, absolutely. That's our hidden gem.
Yeah. Not just because of his last name.
Not because
it's been a while since we heard Grady Dick on the show.
But yeah, after I watched that game with Randy, the guy could not miss in intensity. So Randy, you told me about when he went to the G League, he came back, he has learned, okay, I'm ready. Let me see what I can do, bring some help to this team, and that's what he's doing. So I agree with that one a lot. So And then shout out to Blaze Radio again. He found a little chart here. It's the top 10 worst contracts. And no Tobias Harris. I'm not getting into that. But what do you guys have to say about this one? It's Bradley Beal, number 1. Jordan Poole at 2, of course. Jaylen Brown at 3. DeAndre Ayton at 4. Ben Simmons at 5. Cat at 6. Fred VanVleet at 7. Bertans at 8. Wiggins at 9. And Michael Porter is at 10.
That's weird.
There's some that I mean, I don't know. I mean, when we say it's the worst contract, is it worse because of the production, or is it just because of the money? Period. Because if you look at Jaylen Brown with the Celtics, I mean, this is the trend that's going on with pro sports, man. They're getting up there into the 30s, 40s, and $50 million. So is Jaylen Brown one of the top players in the NBA? If he is, then I don't see what's the problem. Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, now you can argue him. Is he worth it? Is he helping elevate his team? Jaylen Brown, I think he's, I don't think he's a worse contract, or at least the top 3. If you want to start in the bottom part of the top 10, because based on some of the other contracts, and then Davis Bertans, I mean, he's $16.5 million. I mean, that's what I'm asking. Is it based on production, or is it,
I think it has to be based off production. I think it has to.
It has to.
Jaylen Brown does not belong in the top 3 based on production.
He produces. Ben Simmons plays like 3 games a month. Like, he should be number 1.
Yeah. Now, if you want to be truthful, I would say Ben Simmons should be number 1.
Yeah.
If we're going to say it's about production, but that's why I'm saying that Fred VanVleet. I mean, you would know better than I would, Rios. Do you feel that contract is that bad?
Actually, no, because only the first 2 years are guaranteed. They can waive them after the 3rd year, so it's not as bad as it looks on there. And again, because Amen Thompson's still 19, he's not ready to start at point guard. He still needs to work on his game as far as being a facilitator and as a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So having that veteran presence helps him, learn. And then after year 2, they can move on from VanVleet, trade him to like a contender, and then you got your starting point guard ready to play at that point.
And Michael Porter, I mean, what is he?
That's crazy.
He's 37 mil. I mean, what is what you call it? What's the top 2 players? Jokic and Murray. What are they getting? I mean, that's why to me this is like, first of all, what's the criteria? What's it? Bradley Beal. I mean, I get what you're saying about Bradley Beal to a certain extent. If he was with Washington. Now, is it also because he's always hurt? Okay, $52 million. That's valid. I mean, because he has been in and out of the lineup this whole year. Jordan Poole, okay. I mean, he just got benched. DeAndre Ayton, we know about DeAndre Ayton. Ben Simmons, we just talked about. Karl Anthony, Fredman, Davis Bertrand at $16.5 million. And we're talking about guys making $40-50 million. I'm like Andre Wiggins at 20. I mean, I don't know.
Jamal Murray makes $33 million this year.
Okay, so Porter might be 10. Okay, that might, because if he's making 33, okay, fine. I get it. That might be. That might
I
be
can see
fair. That might be fair.
So is it the contracts based on team play, like the team play? Like we need context for this to understand what's the worst, why is worse. Because for me, it's like I can understand why Bradley Beal, because he hasn't played hardly at all this year, and when he does come back, he always gets hurt because his last game he left with the thigh contusion, and then now he's out for a couple more weeks. So it's like I can understand Jordan Poole at 2 because how much he's getting paid, and he's averaging I think 12 or 16 points, and you don't pay somebody $32 million for 16 points a game.
You don't pay him. You don't pay him for that locker room.
They paid him to leave. Jaylen Brown, it's like at 3, like you guys said, he's the second guy on that team. Without him, who knows where they would be right now. DeAndre Ayton, I get. You know, you're paying him $34 million, and he's averaging only like 14 points or 12 points, and he has missed a little bit this season. And then Ben Simmons, I get. Karl-Anthony Towns, he's been producing, but like you're paying him that because of the market. And then same with Fred Bertans, I can see he's riding the bench, so you're paying somebody $16 million to be on the bench. And then Andrew Wiggins, he got paid that because of the market and because they came off a championship. And then Michael Porter, you know. Who knows why he got paid that? I mean, it's not.
It
his
had to
fault
be because of the injuries.
That's
not his fault. I agree.
He was healthy last year, and he's been healthy this year.
Coach Dante's. I mean, I get. That's why I said Carl Anthony. I can get certain arguments, but this year he has been producing. But I mean, he never made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, so but. With Carl Anthony, he's still one of the top players in the league. That's what I'm getting at. He's still considered one of the top players in the league. And if all the top players are getting in the $40-50 million range, now if you want to say you want to move him down to maybe 9, okay, but 6, based on some of the other guys, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at like we said, what's the context? What's the criteria? Is it play? Is it what's the reason? Is it just because of the money?
It's gotta be just because of the money and production.
I would say some of them maybe are a little overpaid, but that's the market. That's just unfortunate where we're at with the salary cap that they made is at right now. These numbers are just going to increase by next year. You'll see 50-60 million a year for guys that aren't at that level, but that's just the market. There's nothing you really do. That's something they'll probably address in the next CBA. I mean, hopefully there's no strike again, but I wouldn't be surprised some of these owners, try to put their foot down and they're trying to stop some of these contracts because the market keeps going up year after year.
Yeah,
and not only that, but Jordan Poole got his contract right after they won the championship. So he got paid for helping them win the chip. So it was like he got paid for what he did. Now, is it their fault that his plays dropped? No, because now he's got to live up to that contract. So it's it goes both ways, right? So it's like, I need more context as to why, because there's a lot more worse contracts out there for people who are not.
Yeah. We'll I'll bring this up again next week so Blaze can give us the context of this.
Okay.
So we'll bring this up again next week. I feel like it's only fair. And then for the games for tonight, we got 6 games. Pelicans at the Pacers, which I will be streaming tonight. So Pelicans at Pacers, I'm going. Oh, I don't know. I like it.
You seem pretty confident. All of a sudden, you're like, wait a minute.
Yesterday it wasn't even Zion and it was one of their key guys who was killing us with the 3-pointers, and he was hitting some deep 3-pointers yesterday. But
Herb Jones?
I think it was Jones. Yes, it was Jones. Yes.
Yeah, I'll tell you in a second.
I think he would, because I think he ended up with 20 or close to 20 points.
Yeah.
And then Zion seemed to be. I mean, there were times he was just bullying whoever was guarding him yesterday. So, to be honest,
it was Herb Jones.
Yeah,
he had 3 for 4 from 3.
And Indiana does not play defense.
Nope.
I think I'm going with the Pelicans, and then the Pelicans team is definitely, they have good depth and they have a good starting 5, and CJ McCollum didn't even play yesterday.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm going with
that defense.
I'm going Pelicans.
Yeah, they're top 10 in defense, defensive efficiency.
Yep.
They're long. They were getting a lot of deflections yesterday. So for me, I'm going to Pelicans. They made a believer out of me.
Mavericks at the Raptors.
Well, you didn't get the other two, Mitch. They didn't give their picks.
No.
I said
Rio said Pelicans.
Oh,
Randy,
I
sorry. I thought you said Pelicans. You're good. Mavericks at the Raptors.
We're on a hot streak. We won the last 3. We're gonna win tonight, number 4. I'm taking the Raps, baby.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going Mavs. Rios?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mavs. I think Luka's gonna have
okay.
I think Luka's gonna go off tonight.
And Coach, who you got? Mavericks or Raps? I think you're muted.
Muted.
To see you
I'm speaking my PT.
If that's okay.
Oh, okay. All good.
Give me Mavs.
Grizzlies, Timberwolves.
Yeah,
Oh, you're the lone wolf. Oh. All right, Grizzlies at the Timberwolves.
Tim's. I'm going with the Wolves.
I'm going Wolves.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be unanimous. I don't think anyone's picking the Grizzlies.
Go. Cavs at the Bulls.
Cavs.
Cavs.
Kings at the Nuggets.
What time does he come to see you?
He comes around 12:30.
12:30.
Kings at the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be done around.
I'm gonna go Nuggets.
1 o'clock.
You're going Nuggets? I'm going Nuggets.
Yeah, I'll go Nugs too. I'll go Nugs.
Yeah, Joker's just been on a different level lately.
So about
Nuggets.
1:30.
Lakers, last name. Lakers at Clippers.
Clippers.
Clips.
Clips,
Not
baby.
going for LeBron. I'll just go for Clips. And yes, guys, thank you all for tuning in for episode 62. I saw Spongy's comment earlier. 7 more episodes. There's gonna be a countdown. There's gonna be a countdown. And by the way, halftime hit 669 subs. So he should not go anymore. He should not go anymore. He's like, dude, I need one more. Then I'm unsubscribing to you, so you'll go back. But anyway, all right, let's go back. So, Coach, you got Cavs or the Bulls?
Cavs.
Kings and Nuggets.
Nuggets. Only where are they playing at?
So the Cavaliers are playing in Chicago against the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
The Kings are playing in Denver against the Nuggets.
I'm taking the Nuggets.
And then the Lakers are playing the Clippers.
Yeah, I'm going Clippers. Even though I got a funny feeling about LeBron for some reason.
Yeah. I hate that laugh. Anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in for episode 62. Next week, 63. Hopefully, Blaze will be feeling better by then. He'll be back, and yeah, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe on all the channels, and we'll catch you all later. Peace.